Hi everyone, welcome back. So in this module, we're going to be talking about distance healing. So many of you have had questions about distance healing, the symbol sequence, am I doing it right? What should I be feeling? And I like to keep my instruction of distance healing fairly loose because I want you to cultivate your own practice. So, you know, we guide you on the symbol sequence and really how to set yourself up. And from there, I really want it to be your own practice because everybody comes into the practice of distance healing in a different way, meaning that whoever or whatever they're working with is held in your own container, your comfortable way of sending that healing. But here are some key principles that I'm going to share with you and just how I work with distance healing. So, distance healing, you definitely want to make sure that you're setting yourself up in your sacred space. So for me, whenever I book a distance healing session with a client, I try to make sure that I'm here in the office or in the sacred space up on my hillside to be able to really ground in and send that healing. So I have a designated healing space of where I send that healing from. I think that's really important. And it's good to make sure that it's the same place each and every time. Not necessary. You can be sending distance healing from any place, anytime, but if you're going to be in the practice of sending distance healing, it's nice to make sure that you have a sacred space that you're working from. So, when I've booked a distance healing session with a client, typically what I do is I get on the phone with them or I'm Zoom meeting them and we talk I set it up basically as the same structure as my regular sessions. So I'm setting up a Zoom meeting or a phone call with them 30 to 45 minutes before we actually send the distance healing. When I begin to send the distance healing, I like to unplug completely from all devices. So I disconnect our phone call, our meeting, our Zoom meeting, and then I get into my space and send the distance healing. So by now you've had a discussion or you've gotten an idea of what you're sending healing to. So maybe you're sending it to a relative on the East Coast. Maybe you're working with some trauma in your past. Maybe you're setting distance healing to something in your future. So now you've gotten an idea of what you're working with. So for me, if I'm working with someone, then I sit down in my sacred space, I open the practice. Remember that the portal for distance healing, opening that portal for the Reiki energy to flow is right here in front of the heart center. And so what I do is I draw the distance healing symbol, the Honsha Shonen, right here in front of my heart chakra, facing outwards. So I'm drawing it just as I would draw it on somebody else. So I'm drawing the distance healing symbol, not on me, but outwards, okay? So Honsha Shonen, Honsha Shonen, Honsha Shonen. From my heart to the heart of God, I build a bridge of healing to whomever or whatever I'm working with. And I pause and I wait. So even if you're sending healing to something in the future or something in the past, it's a good idea to wait for that scene, that vision, that glimpse of you or that thing that you're setting intention to come into your container of what you're sending healing to. Okay, so I like to visualize that there is sort of a snow globe here. If I'm sending to something in the past or something in the future, I like to envision that scene in my snow globe. Okay, and then I draw the rest of the symbol sequence. So once I have that vision here, if I'm sending it to a person, a lot of the times, it used to be that I would send it over the bridge and wait for that person to come to the bridge, to the other end of that bridge. These days, when I open the distance healing practice and I'm sending healing to another person, I automatically just see them right in front of me, just as I would on my table. So I feel like the frequency is rising as we're sending the distance healing, and so some of these steps we may not necessarily need anymore. So it's all up to you and your practice and where you are. But the most important piece, draw the distance healing symbol first, the Honshaze Shonen, that opens the portal from my heart to the heart of God. I build a bridge of healing to whomever or whatever I'm working with, and then wait for that vision or that person to come in. And once you have connection, so basically you're waiting for that connection. Once you have that connection, then you can send the master symbol. Now that you're initiated into the master symbol, you can use the master symbol in your distance healing practice. So Daikomyo, Daikomyo, Daikomyo. And then the Chokore, 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 Chokore. And then the Seiheki, 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 Seiheki. And so now you've used your symbol sequence, and now you're ready to send the Reiki energy. And again, you're just channeling the Reiki energy through you, through your heart and hands, just as you would if somebody were on your table. And you're just working with that. And so again, you can choose to work more literally. If you are working with a person, you can work with them. The right knee can represent the top of the crown of the head down to the low belly. And the left knee can represent the hips down to the knees and the feet. You can use a stuffed animal, you can use a photograph, or you can just use your snow globe or visualizing the person right here in front of you. So the surrogate doesn't matter. It's all up to you as far as the surrogate that you're using to use a visual of what you're sending your Reiki energy to. Your container really is up to you, but you want to make sure that you're using the proper symbol sequence and getting into your sacred space and sending the healing. Now, how do we close a distance healing session? Very, very simple. So after you feel that you've sent the Reiki energy as long as you've needed to send it, now you're ready to close the session. So from this place, I simply draw the Chokore, Chokore, Chokore. Send the Chokore into whatever you're working with, whoever you're working with. Visualize it closing the portal. And I always like to say a nice prayer at the end of the session. May this person be in their highest good. May the Reiki lift them to the highest good. Their energy is now with them. My energy is now with me. May all beings have happiness and freedom. Give that up to the highest good. And then from that place, you can simply draw the Chokore on each of your palms to clear and clean your energy field. And that's it. That's your distance healing practice. So I hope you cultivate this and get a real comfort level, because distance healing is such a powerful technique that you have been initiated into in your Reiki practice and work.